as busy as busy. I was really busy. Relax. It's Sunday. I love the smile of possibility. Happy Sunday, guys. Now, I was supposed to drop a content all day, but like I said, busy, busy, busy. Really, really busy, busy, busy. Now, hope your day is good going on well so far. At the end of the day, hope that you're catching a breather. Today's Sunday to start the beginning of the week. That will be Monday, fun day, and all of those things. So I hope, like I said, you had a break, mental break, and just doing you, and hopefully the week will be prosperous as usual and all of that. Okay. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for the new subscriber. I really, really appreciate it. And for those who's having a happy birthday, big up your nice self, Pisces. Enjoy that this day. Enjoy your birthday safe and sound, because it's one more year around the globe, one more year around the sun, one more year. Okay, so big up your nice clean self. But anyways, we're gonna get into a story, quite so, in regards of Robert Panton. Now imagine that you've been in America over 50 years, and because of crime that you did from a long time, gonna land you right now to be deportation in Jamaica. Now you know that a lot of people are checking in US immigration and then they're being held on. I mean, many countries been doing that for years, but nobody don't highlight that other than when Donald Trump is doing now. So we're gonna jump in the story quick and fast. We also want to talk about a baby that was found in a bag, and a few other things, and jump off the live like a hopscotch. So like I said, hope your day is doing well, hope your evening been well, and I hope you're prepared for the beginning of the week. That will be Monday, because another week, and it's the end of the month. Thank God. Anyways, let's get into the story. A beloved father, grandfather, a youth mentor from Harlem, New York, who has lived in the United States for more than 50 years, has detained Tuesday, New York City, during a schedule in at a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE field office. Robert Panton, 59, now faces deportation to Jamaica, a country he does not know, based on a single criminal conviction over 3 decades ago. After exercising discretion in favor of Mr. Panton for 4 years today, ICE reversed course despite his strong communities and ongoing medical concerns. NIGC has filed a state of removal and a habeas corpus petition to stop Mr. Panton's deportation. They will hopefully look at the role I am playing in my community, and that detainment is not an option for me. If things go wrong, it would be a gross injustice and can be reversed at any time by the administrations that's in power right now, Mr. Panton said in a statement prior to his check-in and detention. There is a process where they say, is someone better for the United States or not? When they make these considerations, I hope they consider my community efforts trying to help youth stay out of issues that get them in trouble and they can't get out of it. I appreciate all my supporters and all the people who fight for not only due process, but the proper consideration of being in this country. So this man basically been in America for 50 years because of a crime. 3 decades ago, he's on the deportation list. So lots of people that you saw over the past carry on Instagram, do the most, do, will be going to their yard anytime soon once Donald Trump scraped them up. Okay? It's kind of sad because majority of Donald Trump wives are immigrants. I remember in the past, Donald Trump came and called out most of the third world country as shithole countries. And I remembered just the other day, Donald Trump was found guilty of a few crimes, but because he was the president, let's usher that aside, put that aside, turn a blind eye, and just move on. Not shying for what I'm speaking about right now, not shying from the topic or the content that I'm spitting right now, but quite frankly, this man is basically a criminal himself, allegedly. So I find it very odd and strange. Now, we know in America, if you have a criminal record, you cannot vote. But see the ants turned around that you can be in court, found guilty, and still be the president. So they always say at this point in time, sometimes some people are privileged in this land, and sometimes people are just by the wayside. I am not sure. So I'm just going to literally kiss my teeth and pass. Next. At today's check-in, Mr. Panton was accompanied by his life partner, son immigration attorney from the National Immigrant Justice Center, and Harlem community members who have been supported Mr. Panton throughout his years-long fight to remain in the United States. They waited more than 3 hours before they learned that Mr. Panton had been taken into custody despite people significant evidence of his deep ties and leadership within Harlem communities and his ongoing medical treatment for chronic pain. I am a U.S. citizen and Robert Panton's youngest son. I am a New York City police officer. My dad is my role model, said Mr. Panton's son, Dejan Panton. Imagine that your son is a police officer to serve and protect, and here goes his dad caught up in immigration situations. What if I told you that Mr. Panton wanted to get his record scrubbed when a Joe Biden situation happened, and no deal, he never got that chance. Remember, it was 3 decades ago. He'd been in America over 50 years. From Jamaica, doing great stuff. Remember, they call him the community grandfather, the grandfather of Harlem. He's been out here doing a lot of good things. But because of that one drug charge, back then, knock his boots down at the age of 50-something, when a man really now is looking forward to his pension, if he was working in America. So when the American government seems like they don't want to give some of these people no pension, they say, get out the country after you work so hard, if he was working. Because if he turned his life around and is helping the youth in the community to turn their life around, and so much people is behind him, including his son, who's a police officer, then it's troubling and disturbing that Donald Trump really don't care who he's getting rid of. Not only that, remember Donald Trump did pardon a lot of people the other day who didn't even need pardon. So let's continue, not shying from the issue, not shying from the content. Let's continue. An officer in the New York City Police Department, my wife and I recently had our first child, Olivia. Okay? So even his son just had a daughter, his first child, Olivia. Okay? My dad's health, if he's deported, needs to stay in New York with his family and his doctors. We need him. I just stood by as my life partner, Robert Panton, was detained by Immigration and Custom Enforcement, said Mr. Panton's life partner, Sheila Davis Donson. Robert's home is in Harlem, and we need him here with us now more than ever. He works every day to make Harlem a safer place by mentoring our youth. I truly cannot understand why ICE has decided to take him from us today, when Robert has done everything they have asked of him for years now. Okay? So I guess, like I said, he was reporting to ICE, which the crime was 3 decades ago. So why is he reporting to ICE still? I am not sure. Am I missing something? Did I miss a paragraph that I never read? Because they claim that this crime was 3 decades ago. And because of Donald Trump process now, he was wiped up in ICE custody. But for him to be wiped up in ICE custody, therefore, he had to basically got a letter saying maybe come to see us. Possible, because how did he end up at the office reporting in the first place? So it tells you quite clear that you can be in America, carry on with your good self, think that you're out of the ear, laughing at people that don't have any documents and feel like, say, you're out of the clear because you have a green card. You're not out of the clear. If you're not a citizen in America, you're not out of the clear. Even now that they're detaining, to be honest, even now they're detaining people, even now they're detaining people with even now that they're detaining people with even green cards and they don't have no criminal record. Okay, I believe I came and spoke about that story already. Like this story, I said I was going to highlight. A family calls for release of a woman legally in US for 50 years and now detained by ICE. So even when you don't have a criminal record, you'll be detained. Okay, remember this lady been legally in US for 50 years and she's detained by ICE. She was working and she was coming back and forth, and now they held on to her. So even if you're a citizen of a different country going into ICE, depends on how maybe the immigration officers feel that way. They maybe say go left and hold on to you, right? Because remember, holding on to in this custody, getting bail and all, it's a money-making situation. And remember, Guatemala, I came and spoke to you guys that situation already. Back then, in about quite some content back, when I spoke to you guys and I said, yo, listen, there's a jail. This man is asking for Trump to send most of the prisoners there. And remember what I said when it comes to prison, what is made in prison, what is happening in prison. Remember I said to you guys at the end of the day, you could buy stocks and bonds out of prison. Remember? And remember I came and I uttered and I shout, to some people downfall, it's some people's upright to make money, riches, wealth. Remember I shout that? Kiss me teeth and pass. Not shine from the content. Let's continue. Robert's home is in Harlem and we need him here with us now more than ever. He works every day to make Harlem a safer place by mentoring our youth. I truly cannot understand why ICE has decided to take him from us. Remember that. When Robert has done everything he asked for him for years now, it's not right. So therefore, they're telling him to report back and forth, and do this and do that. Removing Mr. Panton from his Harlem community, where he has been a lifeline to the neighborhood youths, okay, who are in crisis, a family who loves and needs him, and access to medical care for chronic pain would be and have harmful to Mr. Panton in his immigration case. Okay? I'm not going to drag on this story. Mr. Panton served 30 years in prison. Oh, no. For a single drug conviction. No, man, this man do time. So wait a minute. See, I told you. That's why it's good to have some patience. That's why it's good more time to read. That's why it's good more time to go and grasp your information. Because what you know. I just asked you guys, why was he reporting if he was already out of trouble 3 decades ago? But let's do the math. Okay? If he'd been in America, let's backtrack. If this man been in America for 59 years, out of the 59 years, people, he did 30 years in prison. So that's why they creep him up and draw him up. Because obviously the case, for him to get drug 30 years, then it had to be more than a little bit of drugs. Or we can turn the blind eye and say, well, lots of black people are getting time for even nothing, even a crime that they haven't done. Right? And we always remember that jail is not for dog. But as in the black community, again, we cannot turn a blind eye to sometimes when our men falter. Because sometimes when our man falter, they end up in jail, they commit murder, they sell drugs. Sometimes we, the black sister and sisters, condole their wrongs. So we're going to put all of that in one and say, possible he had more than what he's supposed to have when he got the 30 years, or possible the police was corrupt allegedly, or lastly, he was at the wrong place at the wrong time, or they planted on him allegedly. Kiss me teeth and pass. Let's continue. Background on Mr. Panton case. Mr. Panton served 30 years in prison for a single drug conviction during the height of the U.S. government's war on drugs. Jaja. When, like many other black men, what did I say? He suffered punishment within the criminal legal system. So we're not fool. We're not a big head bird. Did you hear the question I asked? Is it possible that he got more time, like how they always do the justice, wrong justice for the black man? Here I just shout out not too long. What did I say? Is it possible that he had too many white lady or cocaine that they gave him 30 years? Or is it possible that the cop was so blah 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 and the prosecutor so blah 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 till he got that time? Or was he at the wrong place at the wrong time? Or they just framed the man? Well, obviously it looks like disproportionate punishment within the criminal legal system. Like, for example, somebody would look like you and do the same crime, and you do more, get more time than the person. So we are going to shout, when you're white, you're right. When you're brown, you stick around. And when you're black, you stay back. A true? I am not sure. Let's continue. So what did they say? Because of disproportionate punishment within the criminal legal system. Mr. Panton was released from prison by a federal judge in August 2020. Here you know. So therefore, that this man from 2020, now we're in 2025, guys. Let's do the math. He's been reporting to ICE. Say who? So you see how more time a black man suffer the hands of one mistake? Let's continue. Remember where to shout what goes on in jail. Remember where to shout out the GEO group who owns the prison system. Remember right now, Guatemala Bay, or wherever you call it, is taken in prison for little than nothing. Remember good. So we know that when our black men them falter, people rich, their kids rich, and this and that, while we're out here still behind bars. I'm going to shout this out. They said in the black community, we find money for funeral, more money for funeral. We find the money fast for burial, but we don't find the money for wedding and university and colleges. Is that so? I am not sure. Let's continue. He was released by a federal judge August 2020. Today, due to recent reforms, that same conviction would result in a sentence of around 6 years. So what did I say to you guys? What did I ask earlier? Did he have more than what he's supposed to have? Or the cop was just an ass, frame him? Or the prosecutor just didn't like the brother, so just gave him that time where he's not supposed to get? Or the judge was an ex-ass, just gave him a time where he wasn't supposed to get? As a black brother, go down in jail for one thing and end up 30, 40 years for something that somebody will get on probation. Remember, I sum up that, but I never asked it the same way. But I had an idea and a hint and saying, but wait a minute. How can this man been in America for 50-something years and then therefore he spent 30 years in jail? What's going on? What happened? When we dig down deep in the conversation, we realize that this portionate of punishment within the criminal legal system, we know that black men always get more punishment than others. Then I come back and say, as a black sister, we're not gonna condone their wrongs. If you go sell white lady the powder and everything you're wrong, no matter what hard time it is, you're supposed to utilize your social insurance number. You're supposed to go out there, go get a trade. So we're not gonna turn the black eye. That more time we the black sister condole with wrongs when it comes to some of the black brothers them. So we're not gonna shy from that point in time. So if it was no people in time, that man would have got 6 years for that drugs. That means that the drugs was not that much. That's where I'm trying to get at. Therefore, he never had so much. Because if he had like a big portion of it, it wouldn't boil down now to be 6 years. Would you like me to read that part so you guys can understand it? Because I'm talking too much. So watch this again. Right now, Mr. Panton was released from prison by federal judge in August 2020. Today, due to recent reforms, that same conviction would result in a sentence of around 6 years. So that man maybe would have did 3 or 2. Good behavior, come up, bam, thank you. But they gave him 30 years. Because when you give a black man 30 years, then GEO Group will make more money. Remember, they're private owners prison that gets money from the government. You have people out here that are buying stocks and bonds and buy stocks and bonds from the banks or whoever you buy your stocks and bonds. Not only that, you have stuff that are made in prison that are not made out here on road, like McDonald's uniform. Have you ever wondered where the uniforms are made? In prison. The canoes that you don't see no factory and they're outside all the time in water, in prison. The baseball hats, the army hats, and the helmet, and the list go on, people. Do your own research. So to give a black man 30 years in prison, yes, it will be equivalent because you get free labor, free this. People are buy stocks and bonds. Not only that, you get money from the government. What a tragedy. So that's why more time I say if you have your black sons and your black men in your life, steer them in the right path. Because more time, jailhouse don't make for dogs, but more time it's a self-righteous slavery where you volunteer to. Either you're at the wrong place at the wrong time, or you become an ass that you want to become a menace to society, or you're out here doing what you're not supposed to do. And more time we have to hold you to the plate and hold you to be responsible, because at times selling that white lady is mashing up your own community. Think about it. None of the black brothers out here that's selling that shit own most of that shit. There's somebody higher that don't look like them. Okay? And remember the other type of people them that consume that. So we gotta be mindful when we're out here watching and looking and listen to a story and be like, Mama my, Mama mia. Right now, that conviction would a result of sentence around 6 years. Joshua? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? So let's continue. Now living in Harlem, where he grew up, Mr. Panton's devotion to his family and neighbors has been his way of passing on lessons he learned through incarceration. He launched the Too Young to Die campaign in partnership with his community-based youth organization, and also partnered with a local organization to run a summer youth program. Members of Congress, Harlem community leaders, and over 70 New York and national organizations supported unsuccessful presidential pardon requests during Biden administration. So he tried to get a pardon and it was unsuccessful, people. And he never got his pardon during Biden administration. So when everybody's shouting that Kamala and Biden was a good man and he liked the black community, and anybody who was part of a slave owner and was a slave owner and family was a slave owner have no good sense when it comes to the black community. So a lot of black men put in for their pardon to get pardon when Joe Biden was around and never got it. So that's why now this man, this Harlem Godfather, been in America 59 years, served 30 years for a crime that would have been 6 years now if it played out in this time. So imagine that. Obviously it wasn't that serious, but it was serious back then to give him 30 years. And some of those things was reform, right? Different bills were passed. And if he did that crime today, he would have only did 6 years. So it tells you quite a lot and tells you quite clear that there's a lot of people out here doing time. No, they don't have any jobs or college, But a lot of people in prison go through school and come out with lots of degrees that they can practice in the world right now by getting a pardon after. But he tried to get a pardon and couldn't get a pardon through the Biden administration. He never got the pardon. So this is what caught him up now. That he did the crime 3 decades ago, been in America 59 years, and now is going to be deported to Jamaica because from 2020, 2020 that he came out, he was reporting to ICE, and the last time he went to report to ICE, they held him in custody, want to deport him back now to Jamaica. So we had to come and shout that and let you guys know that this is a case that is troubling and disturbing and possible. Hopefully they will give him a blight of whatever. So this is the man here, okay? And he does a lot in the community, like he said. But if that jail that they're sending people to Guatemala, and if they're serious with some of those jails that they're building, then they're not going to want these youths that he's helping to stay out of trouble. Because the more youth get themselves in trouble, the more prison to be built, the more money to be collected, the more bonds, the more free labor. The last time I checked. So that's what. I just had to come and sum up that for you guys and let you guys know that this is at hand. This is what's going on now. So I had to come and give you guys a content because I didn't give you guys a content all day. Okay, guys? So, like I said, we want to again talk about the missing. This man is missing in Ontario, Canada. Hopefully that they could find him. He's been missing for a while now, and they're still looking for him. Age 32. So if you know this man, call 911 and so on and so forth. Okay. Also, we want to talk about this story tomorrow where lots of people have been missing in Antigua and many places. So when I come around tomorrow, I'm going to do a content about this and sum up some of that other content that I spoke about, that lady that been in America 50 years and in ICE detention and all of that. We're going to wrap up some of those content that I've truly highlighted and all of that. Okay. For my new subscribers, big up yourself. It's a big thank you. Thank you for subscribing. And for those who haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscription bell. Come on over so we can discuss some more topic or some more content rather. Okay? Not only that, and for my loyal subscribers that always come around like Joshua and everybody else, big up on a nice clean self. Okay? And for those, like I said, who always come, whether they spend 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, big respect. Big up yourself. Thank you for stopping by. All of that. Respect to you. Enough respect goes out. Okay? Not only that, don't forget to work hard. Remember, idle mind is the devil's playground. Work hard, work smart, but don't forget to save a little, because when it comes to a rainy day, we always need a savings. And just remember, always pay yourself first. So always work hard, because at the end of the day, you know what you're doing, and if you stay busy, you're account for. Okay? Not only that, guys, like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And let's get to our last content for the night, people. And I'm going to jump off of this like a hopscotch. So London, let's go all the way to London, where a newborn baby was found in a bag. How disturbing. Let's get to this quick and fast.
I'm going to give you an update today following the tragic discovery of the body of a newborn baby here yesterday afternoon. Local officers have worked through the night and continue inquiries this morning to locate the mother of the baby. We were called at 12:46 p.m. to All Saints Church near Talbot Road following the discovery of a newborn baby in a shopping bag.
Awesome.
This was a black Marks and Spencer's bag with pictures of avocados on the side. The bag was discovered by a council refuse worker who immediately contacted the police. Officers attended alongside colleagues from the London Ambulance Service, but very sadly, the baby was pronounced dead at the scene.
Judge your God.
We can now confirm that the baby was a boy, and we believe that he was a newborn when he died.
Oh no.
I want to praise the professionalism in particular of the local refuse worker and also the responding emergency services who I know.
But what kind of dirty, low-mind beast will leave a baby in a shopping bag and it's a newborn baby and the baby is dead in a shopping bag? Why not go drop off that baby to the police station or the fire station? Why not call someone to help you with that child? Why not turn that child in than leave that child out there like that? Better you call children's services and give the child to children's services more than to leave the baby out there like that. Jano, Starley, there's lots of people out here want to have a baby, can't conceive, can't afford IVF and all of these things. And you're out here throwing away baby in an avocado bag? Damn it. Let's continue.
No, will have been deeply affected by the incident yesterday. As shocking and tragic as this is, my priority remains with the mother's welfare and health. We are really worried about her well-being, as she will have recently given birth. I know she will likely be feeling very frightened and going through an extremely difficult time. If you are the baby's mother and you see this today, I want to appeal directly to you to come forward and receive help. My priority is to help you.
Very serious, Joshua.
So make sure that you can receive medical assistance. You can do this at any time by attending any hospital, police station, or by calling the emergency services.
Yep.
I also want to appeal this morning to anyone who may have information that can assist us with our investigation. In particular, if you saw anyone in this area with the Marks and Spencer's bag or saw anything that you felt was unusual, you can do this by calling 101 or making an online report quoting reference 1879 of today's date. I know the community here are concerned by what has happened, and we will be continuing our close work with our partners to support local people. The neighbourhood policing teams will be remaining in this area over the coming days, and we will also be available today at our regular community drop-in on Thorpe Close, which is nearby. I want to end this morning by repeating my plea to the baby's mother to come forward. And I want to reassure her that our main thoughts are with her well-being and getting her any help that she may need.
So we're not going to drag it out at all. As you know, in UK, a baby was found in a Mark and Spencer bag. Baby looked like it's a newborn. Mom just having the baby, so therefore maybe you need medical help as well. Police is pleading to you to turn yourself in. You know you're going to be getting a charge of murder or some sort because now the baby is dead and stuff like that. People, the best place to leave a baby when you don't want the baby is at a fire station, even at the hospital, even at the police station, guys. Be mindful, be careful. I know nowadays there's mental illness is real and people are going through their ish and their ash, but more time we got to think and be mindful at time, guys, especially for babies and children that cannot think for themselves or help themselves. So I wrap up that with you guys today. Relax. It's Sunday. Big up on a nice clean self again. And like I said, thank you guys for stopping by. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. And all of those good things, guys. And at the end of the day, I'm just going to leave this one with you guys. So to speak, I just had to come and shout out that for you guys and all of that. And to the people in my life who make me smile, love me, support me, and bring me joy. Big up your nice, clean self. And after that, you guys, wrapping up this live, jumping off of this live like hopscotch. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.